Hi, Amy Joe here. Someone was asking me to expand upon a comment that I had made where I said I felt like for the soul to come back and fully reincarnate was a rarity. And so they wanted me to elaborate on this. Well, this is something I could probably do an entire class on, but it kind of comes down to a story where I was sitting at a picnic table and I was talking to this couple, and all of a sudden, I started understanding that her son had killed himself. And I was trying to get her attention and tell her that her son was trying to get her attention. So I'm saying, I, you know, I said to her, I said, "You have a new baby in the family." And she said, "Yes, we do." And I said, "You see your son in that baby?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And I said, um, that the baby was that when you see the son in the baby, it is an opportunity for you to pick up that child and get a flesh on flesh hug from her son that she lost. And that when she really sees him in him, she should pick him up and go, "Oh my God, I'm getting a hug from my son." And he said, "When you put that baby back down, that is your grandson and not me. I'm taking an opportunity to move through the child to get a flesh on flesh hug from you." And he said, "But I can also do it with any of the other grandchildren. When you see my expression, come through and you really see me, will then reach out down and get a hug." And he'll be channeling himself basically through the child, and that she should never treat that child as though he's the reincarnation of her son. He said, "I'm only 10% that son. I'm only 10% that grandchild." And and then I said, "Well, how is that?" And he's like, "Well, if you think about it, you're 50% your mother and 50% your father, which means you're 25% your grandmothers and your grandfathers." And he said, "But mathematically, it stacks up. Now I'm at 200% of myself. How does that work?" And he said that 10% of the time he'll be like the guide or the energy force of that child, and and that he's connected in other places. So when I asked Abraham about it, Abraham said, "Well, what's going on is that the soul is kind of like an overlaying cloud, and it goes down and it connects to and can have 10 to 15 different incarnations going on at the exact same time for a soul to completely disconnect from like the spirit realm and come down and be fully incarnate is really rare." And they said they stand out when they do. They're like the ascended masters. They're the masters that walk amongst us, that we really feel their presence when we're near them. And so he said, like, the Dalai Lama is known for it. The Dalai Lama is known for coming back and coming in and holding its energy, holding his energy, or the soul's energy is being held without all those other incarnations going on simultaneously. Now, those are seamless to us. We never know them. If there's bleed over, do boundaries. You need them. That's not something you're wanting, is to ever connect to those other energies. And you also don't want to connect with past lives. Past lives are usually those of our ancestors or ourselves. But again, we came here to be in the present, and that we should be keeping our focus kind of on the present and not worrying about all this other dimensional stuff. But so I'm just saying, when for the soul to fully what I was talking about was that she felt like her father might be more distant. now that a few years have passed. Well, I'll tell you what, my grandfather's one of the most powerful spirits I've ever witnessed. He opens doors, he knocks on doors, and he's a pretty powerful guy. He's been gone a really long time. So they don't necessarily go anywhere. The spirit and the spirit is different from the soul. Again, read booklet 2, enhancing your life with using the core of atonement. That these spirits, they don't really go anywhere. If they do reincarnate, there's still so much of their soul still up in the spirit realm, that we can connect to it at any time, even if they are incarnated again. So that's what I meant by partially. And like I said, I could probably do a whole class series on this, because even I don't understand it. And as soon as I start to try to teach it, I suddenly get all kinds more understanding. So I hope that helped a bit, but maybe I just made it more confusing like it is for me. Good night.